I have been so worried about uploading this video because I am English. I'm not American. I do not want to show any level of disrespect in any way, shape, or form. This is your country. This happened to you. This is something that didn't just affect the big city that it happened in, it rippled throughout America. And as terrible as it was, it seemed to bring a lot of Americans together to stand for something, to stand against something. So it wasn't just a case of, like, I usually watch small town videos where people have a sense of community. All of a sudden, after this happened, it was like the whole country was one big community, standing for what was right, standing together. And that is truly awe-inspiring. But this video, the Boatlift, an untold tale of 9/11 resilience. We've never seen this before in my country. We have never been told this story. I have never heard of it before until you guys started recommending it. So I'm going to watch it, and hopefully I do you some justice by reacting to it in the most respectful way possible. And maybe it might make me look at big cities in a different way. A hero is a man who does what he can.
I thought I was watching a movie, Towering Inferno at first. And then I looked real close.
My goodness.
And I noticed it was the World Trade Center. I was compelled because I'm a type of person that can't stand by and watch other people suffer. And to me, they were suffering. They wanted to get off the island. And there was no way for them to get off the island other than the water. And I had noticed when I was watching the television, I saw a lot of, the ferries going up into the slips and taking people off. I said, fine, we could do the same thing. I could take people on my boat, get in there, take them where they have to go. And that's what we did.
Good man. I remember as a child watching this on the news, the second plane, watching it live, and I'm sure we all do. It was genuinely shocking. This was the moment that the rest of the world realized that this wasn't an accident. It wasn't just a random occurrence. And that's the moment the world changed for a lot of people.
On the morning of September 11th, when the towers came down, millions of people ran for safety. Hundreds of thousands of them ran south to the water's edge. That's when they realized that Manhattan is indeed an island, and that they were trapped.
And nobody can stop me right now.
He said, I have to do what I have to do, and nobody can stop me right now. That is what I believe to be true spirit. Well done to this man. Just a normal guy doing extraordinary things. Sometimes it takes something amazing within a person to show you who you really are. And in this moment of crisis, this man sounds like he reacted in an amazing way.
Even if I save one person or I rescue one person, that's one person less that will suffer and die.
Exactly. Oh my goodness, I couldn't imagine what it must be like.
They were trying to evacuate Manhattan because nobody knew what was going on. You know, you didn't know if something else was going to happen. It was just you know, a madness on one side and wanting to help people on the other side.
They were just streaming out of the buildings, and the first mode of transportation they saw was a ferry boat.
They just
That's
wanted
when
to
they
get
knew,
off.
this is how I'm getting out of here. So they didn't even care where the boat was going.
There wasn't panic in New York in the beginning, just volume. It wasn't until the first building fell that there was panic.
You heard the building go down, but we're in the slip, so we can't see it. That's when we started letting go, and then all of a sudden, engulfed.
It's like an apocalyptic event.
People were actually jumping into the river and swimming out of Manhattan. Boats were very nearly running them over. Wait.
These people wanted out of Manhattan no matter any way they could.
Somebody wants you to go over there.
Every mode of transportation out of Manhattan was shut down. All the subways were shut. The tunnels were all closed. They closed the bridges. They closed everything immediately.
Boats.
They closed the bridges? Why did they close the bridges? Look at that. I can't believe that that is actually real. But it is. This must have been a terrifying thing. Terrifying thing for anybody.
Usually an afterthought in most New Yorkers' minds, were for the first time in over a century the only way in or out of Lower Manhattan.
We're gonna start evacuating people. Anybody can get over here, we're gonna evacuate them.
The process actually had already started. There were some boats that were grabbing people, that people were lined up at the walls.
On the left.
It's just human nature. You see people in distress on the seawall in Manhattan begging you to pick them up. You have to pick them up.
They didn't know what was going on. They seen the building getting hit with these two planes. As far as they was concerned, you know, we were being bombed. I was wondering if they were going to come on the boat, if they had people with bombs, or if they were going to come on. We're a big orange target in the middle of that harbor. My job is to keep the boat safe, my passengers safe, my crew safe.
Everybody was in shock, running around. They didn't want to leave their families. They had loved ones running around the city.
Everybody has a baby.
The panic that must be set
There was one
into
guy
everybody.
ran from the apron and jumped onto the boat. He grabbed onto the metal, climbed up right next to the pilot. So I'm going out there to say something. He slides down to the next deck. So the deckhands get him and go, what are you doing? He goes, I'm jumping for my life. So, you know, you couldn't argue with him there.
You can't argue with him.
There was a small boat that was at the lower tip of Manhattan.
Wait.
I thought the boat was going to flip over because so many people were trying to get on. And as I looked behind, they were just 10 deep. And that's kind of what gave us the idea.
We decided that this has to get better organized and we better do it, and that's what we did.
So we decided to make the call on the radio. All available boats. This is the United States Coast Guard aboard the pilot boat in New York. Anyone want to help with the evacuation of Lower Manhattan, report to Governor's Island.
The official call went out for everybody that's available. Let's do this. I've never heard this story before, but it makes sense because you guys mustn't have known what was happening at the time. It all happened so sudden, and there's millions and millions of people in that city that must have not known. They just needed to get to safety. And these people are the ones that decided, you know what, now's our time. Normal people, everyday people, that was probably just their job. Just their job. Just, this is what we do. We do a ferry, that's it. But everything changes in a time of crisis. And that's when the real heroes step up. So it's not just your military. It's not just the people that serve. People, fire people, police officers, and so on. just normal, everyday people that are stepping up to the mark when they needed it. Yeah, that's inspiring.
When that call came on the radio, they were coming.
I was uncertain of who was going to respond. About 15, 20 minutes later, there are just boats all across the horizon.
Look at them all.
100 targets converging on the lower part of Manhattan.
When we came out of that dust
Oh my
cloud,
God.
tugboats. I've never seen so many tugboats all at once.
There was just like a fleet of tugboats headed to Manhattan.
Everybody coming together.
To get there, they got there.
All different size, shapes, and forms. I mean, and they were zooming across this water.
Ferries, private boats, party boats.
I worked on the water for 28 years. I've never seen that many boats come together at one time that fast. One radio call and
That
it just
is
came together
amazing.
just that fast.
One radio call.
Hundreds of boats converged on the city, leaving the sun-bathed harbor behind them. Dead ahead, the unknown.
Heading straight towards it, and they don't know why or what's happening.
That was something
they just know they're going straight towards.
Dark, acrid, black smoke. It's like there was a big chimney in Manhattan.
My goodness.
When we pulled into Pier 11, the dust was unbelievable.
And then out of nowhere, you just kept on seeing people coming.
They looked like zombies coming true.
Look at this. These are world famous photos. This is in a huge city in America, which is probably one of the safest countries in the world, if not the safest. And this looks like an apocalypse. The things that these people witnessed that day and the things that it caused and the ripples that affected the entire country and the world. Man, this is a day a lot changed.
Through the fog, and you knew that those were human beings.
Don't leave us. Please don't leave us here. Take us. At that point, the Coast Guard said, not how many people are you allowed, how many people can you fit?
Come on, guys. Anybody coming? Get your ass
Forget
over
the
here
rules.
now.
That's what they said. Forget the rules. Just get as many people as you can.
Literally would take a bed sheet off a bunk and then a can of spray paint and paint their destination on.
Some of these people never been in the water, never been on a boat before.
Housewives, workers that do windows. We had executives. And the thing that was the best, everyone helped everyone.
I want you to hold my hand. Come on board.
Can I just rewind that one little bit? Just listen to this one more time.
Everyone helped everyone.
I want you to hold my hand. Come on board. Get inside. One at a time.
In a moment of crisis,
I saw 4 businessmen lifting up
people
an old
reacted
woman
in the
with a seeing eye
right
dog, a
way.
German Shepherd, and they lifted her up like a surfboard and passed her over the handrails.
When we would carry a load of people over, and there was somebody standing there that seen their husband or wife, you know, that made us feel even better, you know. Well, at least we got 2 back together, you know. Let's keep on going, you know.
The guy that works at the ferry, he's a welder. His son was on my boat. He actually came up. He thanked me.
We went back and forth all day long, carrying boatloads, as many as our boat would hold.
I'm not seeing people wearing a uniform right now. I'm seeing people genuinely normal people helping others out. It's a beautiful thing.
It's a lot of people. A lot of people.
You couldn't have planned nothing to happen that fast, that quick.
No training. This was just people doing what they had to do that day.
You forget
That's what
all
I just
about
said.
what you're supposed to do, what they teach you in school, and you say, you know what? Morally, this is the right way to go, and deep down, this is what I'm gonna do.
Average
Respect.
people, they stepped up. And
Let's
when they
go.
needed to, they showed me, you know, when the American
Look at
people
the
need to
flag.
come together and pull together, they will do it.
I do feel a way honored that I was a part of it.
It was the greatest thing I ever did with my life.
The greatest day that I've ever seen in all my boating. I mean, my life on the water.
Not just the people in the small towns that have spirit and heart. There's people in big cities too. And I guess people living in a big city, it'd be very easy to forget that. But in a moment like this, all of a sudden everybody remembers what it's all about. I keep saying it, but it's beautiful.
The Great Boat Lift of 9/11 became the largest sea evacuation in history. Larger than the evacuation of Dunkirk in World War II, where 339,000 British and French soldiers were rescued over the course of 9 days. On 9/11, nearly 500,000 civilians were rescued from Manhattan by boat.
More than World War II, by far. You all came together and saved so many in so much less time. That's, yeah, that's the kind of country you need. Something where everybody's going to step up.
It took less than 9 hours.
9 hours? My goodness.
I believe somebody has a little hero in them. You gotta look in, and it's in there. It'll come out, if need to be.
I have one theory in life. I never want to say the word I should have. If I do it and I fail, I tried. If I do it and I succeed, better for me. And I tell my children the same thing. Never go through life saying you should have. If you want to do something, you do it.
That was true inspiration. Not just your service people, okay? And when I say service people, I don't just mean your military. I don't just mean your firemen. I don't just mean your policemen and so on, right? It's normal, everyday people who were just doing their job and then something happened. Something happened that was big enough to make them say, no, I have to do something. And we all hope in ourselves that we have the courage to do what we can in the time that we need to. And these people prove that they do. I've never heard this story before, but it's the little stories which turn out to be really big stories that affected the day. You never know what could have happened. You didn't know what was happening. So people put their own lives at risk and just went for it anyway. You've seen boats there sailing into a cloud of smoke, not knowing what was happening, not knowing what was going on. Much respect to all of them. And I can clearly see why that day, not just because of this video, but because of what happened that day, I can see why America came together in such a way. You guys should be proud of your people. I know you're proud of your military, and rightly so, and your service people, including the fire and the police and so on and so forth. But with that mentality, that patriotism, it produces moments like this where people step up when needed. So much, much respect to anybody and everybody who is involved in this. Thank you so much for sharing this story with me. I look forward to hopefully learning more that I didn't know about your beautiful country. Please do recommend me some more, because I'm still learning, okay? I'm learning not because I want to be a historian or anything. I'm learning because I'm inspired. I look at my country today and I can only wish of what it would be like, or what it should be like, or what one day it will be. And you guys are definitely an inspiration for that dream. Thank you again. I hope you all have a wonderful day. God bless you all.